Prologue. There is no sound known to man like that of an atom that is cleaved in two. The nuclear force of creation is brutally unbridled. It roars into the void, shattering other atoms in its wake, the fabric of space-time besieged by an exponential adversary. Violence begetting violence. I was foolish to think so lofty as to reach the heavens, my mind besotted by the schemes of Babel. Now, I fall back to earth, having glimpsed the higher places, my eyes seared with the truth of eternity. Woe is me. I am a man of unclean lips. Part 1. The Portal. It is written, "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I will know fully, as I am fully known." This is the reoccurring thought that runs through my mind as I pick myself up off the ground. My head, back, and neck scream with pain. My lab teeters precariously as I get to my feet, the floor a tilt table beneath my legs. Even still, the refrain persists. Now I know in part, but then shall I know. My eyes slowly fix on a blurred undulation in front of me. Perplexed, I look around for my glasses. This was a very bad move. I fall forward, my face narrowly kissing the floor, if not for my arms instinctively flying in front of me. Gingerly, I bring my knees under my waist. Everything must be done slowly. This is what I tell myself as sharp pains ricochet through my back. After the pain subsides, I notice my glasses a few inches away from my face to the right. But then shall I know? The words still echo. I think I've ruptured an eardrum because the room sings. I notice the hairs on my arm are up straight. The ionic charge from the field generator fills the air with the taste of metal. I don't try to stand, but move my legs to the side and prop myself up with my left arm. What I thought was a panorama of moving colors was instead millions of incandescent strings thrumming. They cast a haze on what lay behind them, like looking past radiant fibers stretched taut by an esoteric silk loom. My mind struggles to make sense of the construct, as whatever is behind the macroscopic beams blooms and blossoms, a kaleidoscope of lines and swirls. It's a portal. My mind settles casually, like a wisp of normal rationalization. As the 10-foot wide, 7-foot tall, rectangular, presumably interdimensional portal shimmers in front of me, I try to put the pieces of my memory back together. My recollection from the last few moments are out of reach. But as I notice the gap, slowly the memories begin to return. Crack! The particles of two resonant frequencies colliding at near light speed reverberate in my mind's eye, sending a jolt through my body. I leap upright from where I sat, despite the protest from aggrieved nerves and tendons. My heart thunders in my chest, ears still ringing. All at once, most of the memories returned. I was working on the next set of algorithms to feed into my projection matrix and neural mesh. Running the frequencies, I had assumed the same thing would happen that had occurred for weeks now. Nothing. But when I heard a faint whirring from the field generators, I remember turning around to take a look. First, it was the clap of thunder's wrath. Then it was me colliding with the lab wall behind me. Or was I thrown and then heard the sound? I can't recall properly. Wait, does that mean Dr. Franklin? A voice comes from my left, cutting off my train of thought. My heart jumped into my throat, rattling with fright. I was alone before. I turned so sharply my neck cracked, sending a fresh flash of pain into my head that made my eyes water. But through gritted teeth, my eyes never left the strange figure that stood motionless near the entrance of my lab. A chill caused my blood to freeze. Who are you? What are you? I whispered hoarsely, my voice not sounding like it belonged to me, its tone modulated by the still pulsing field generators, and a fear like I had never known. A servant and a messenger, the figure said. His voice was melodic and ancient, hewn from a place older than language itself. While his presence made every fiber of my being stiff with terror, his voice was gentle. Well, gentle in the same way the ocean is gentle as it laps serenely onto the shore, but capable at any moment to become a monstrous swell that could redefine the boundary of entire coastlines. He was light, and light bent around him, distorting the periphery of his frame. A three-dimensional body existing on a four-dimensional horizon. His physical nature extended through time right before my eyes. Light that pushed from within him never escaped beyond the edge of his existence. A being of immense gravity. Dr. Franklin, the being spoke again. You have attempted what you are only meant to experience through communion. Why? He asked. The word only carried a substantial weight. I don't understand, I replied, my mind unsettled by the one asking. You seek the heavenly realms, yet you know that to experience it you need only pray, the man of time-bending light said. My mind was in overdrive, trying to find the remaining fragments of memory after getting rocked by a hypersonic blast at point-blank range. I might be concussed, my mind reasons. No other plausible excuse suitable to explain the presence of this strange apparition. The being smiles, bemused, as if reacting to my thoughts. Well, I don't know if he actually smiles. His face is made of light, but it feels like he smiled or grinned. He was strangely human. Finally, the last pieces of memory slide into their appropriate grooves. How do you know about what I've been doing here? I paused. I hadn't told anyone about my project. Is he not always with you? The figure said. Once again, I get the sense of a gesture, of his head tilting. But like his smile, he doesn't actually move. The sudden revelation of this being makes the bottom of my stomach drop, and my body reacts the way a body is supposed to react when face to face with an angelic being. I immediately backpedaled, reeling so fast my back bangs into my desk. I expect pain, but none comes. In fact, all of the pain is gone, and the room has stopped its manic tilting. I feel an energy I can't explain. The being is now in a divinely communicated ear-to-ear smile. Oh, I drop to my face. I'm sorry, I cry out. I didn't actually think it was possible. I lose the words. It was a lie. I thought it was possible. I just didn't think I would be the one to actually make it happen. Maybe author a research paper, but this? The refrain I've meditated on for months plays again in my mind as it did when I first came to. For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. I'm sorry, I say softly, a petition of penance. Come, Dr. Franklin, you have been shown great mercy. Rise, he instructs. I hear the direction, but I stay on my face. For the first time, the reality of my experiment to see if the spiritual realm was another dimension after the fourth now bears down on me with the weight of my pride and hubris. To believe that I could do what the Lord had not commanded, that I could traverse where he had not given permission to go, to gaze on his face, to glimpse where eternity lies. I tremble, death's emissary before me. You will not die, the being said, now suddenly closer. Heat and wind sublimated from his light, falling all around me the way condensed water vapor rolls off from dry ice. It was said with comfort, an encouraging promise. I felt strength in my heart, the fear consumed. I stand. Take this and place it in your mouth, he said, offering me a wafer of coriander seed. I do as I'm told. You don't argue with celestial agents. It tasted of fresh honey. Immediately, my tongue was loosed, gaining new knowledge, language beyond sound and motion. Now take this wreath and wear it upon your head. It was a crown of figs budding with fruit. I removed my neural mesh, a key safety measure that would have kept my mind from falling to pieces in higher dimensions, and placed a wreath on my head. My mind gained new understanding, and my eyes were opened, capable now to understand the representation of an existence beyond our reality. The pirouettes of light's full spectrum behind the portal were now gone. Beyond the oscillating thrum was what looked like the interior of a rocky crag. Without another word, the angel stepped through the shimmering plane into a dimension bound to our own, yet far exceeding it, if it's a dimension at all. I pause. Though the fear of circumstance was gone, there was another fear growing within me, a fear known by another name, a fear that caused my fingers to quiver and my breath to hitch. Reverence. This is where the theories of human knowledge reach their conclusion, but my mind is not unaware of all the basic principles of matter that informed what could happen if I went any further. How I might disintegrate or liquefy, as the bonds that hold my body together are represented or configured differently on the other side. Or how time would no longer move linearly as I experience it now. How I might know myself all at once, in the past and the future, with no present to exist in. How my perception would be overwhelmed if there was any perception I retain. Even as these impossibilities bounce around in my mind, they are soon quieted against the angel's promise. I will not die. Finally, I stepped through, uncertain, yet willing. Stepping past the thrum, the vibrations from the field generators rattled my bones down to the molecule. I am undone. And on the other side, I am reborn.